Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me, Ms. Emily, for this Earth Hour edition of Super Steam Junior Water World. Now, if you are watching this program, someone should have picked up your supplies from the library. If not, and you would like materials to follow along, please have them contact us. We offer a limited quantity of materials for each video, so they may have already been distributed by the time you are watching this. Now, a good scientist makes observations. Can you tell me what changed from this to that? What has changed? If you said the color of my shirt, you are correct. Now, what about now? Do you see the change? If you look closely, you might have noticed my hair. Yes! All right, last one. This might be a little tricky. So look closely. What might change? Do you see the difference? Look very closely. Maybe you have to zoom in. It's my glasses! All right. Sometimes we notice the changes around us, but other times we don't because they're gradual or happen slowly over time. Today, I hope we can all make a few little changes to help our water world, and maybe we can turn into water heroes. Now, first, let's look at water on our planet. It is 72% water. But most of it is salty ocean water. Look at this illustration right here. You see there are 100 drops of water on here. 97 of them are dark blue. 2 of them are white, and 1 of them is light blue. The 97 are all the water that we have on our world that is salty. The 2 white ones are water that is tied up in the ice. And the 1 light blue is the amount of fresh water that we humans have access to on this entire planet. Oh my. Now, this is all the water that we will ever have. It goes through something called the water cycle. What is the water cycle, you may be asking? Well, I like to sing a song about the water cycle, and it goes something like this. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation's on my mind. It is called the water cycle, and it's happening all the time. Now, I would love to sing this again, and maybe you can follow along with the motions. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation's on my mind. It is called the water cycle, and it's happening all the time. So let's break down the parts of this song. Evaporation. That's when the sun warms up the water and it turns into a gas and it evaporates into water vapor. It's one reason why on those cold days you breathe out and you can see your breath. That's the water vapor from your breath getting cold and going to the next thing. Condensing! Notice I'm making some C's up in the air, like clouds. Condensation is where the water vapor cools and condenses into clouds. And last but not least, precipitation. That's when those water droplets in those clouds get way too heavy, and eventually it cools and falls back down to Earth as snow or rain or hail. Lots of different types of precipitation happening. Now, if you look in your bags, you should have a cord and 6 beads. All right, so here is my cord from my bag. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little knot at the one end. I just wrap it around my finger, feed the end through, and if you need an adult to help, that is fine as well. This will prevent those beads from falling off your cord. Now, we're going to do a water cycle bracelet. So remember that song that I sang? All you need to do is follow along with the beads. So the first thing was evaporation. But what was it evaporating? The water that was on the ground. So you should have a darker blue bead, and that should go on your string down to your knot. Now, in order for this water to evaporate, it needs some type of heat source. What outside gets nice and toasty warm, it's pretty bright, and you're not allowed to look at it directly with your eyes. The sun. That's your yellow bead. So put your yellow bead on there. So we have our water on the ground. Then we have our sun, and it's going to make it evaporate. So in order for the water vapor turn to a gas, evaporate, we're going to use the white bead. So you're going to put your white bead on there next. So we have a darker blue, a yellow, and a white bead. Now after it evaporates, it starts to condense into the clouds. And so you're going to find your special clear bead for those clouds. It's round too, to help remind you of those clouds. Now eventually the water vapor inside those clouds, as it's condensing, gets heavier and heavier and heavier, and it has to fall back down as precipitation. So that's going to be your light blue bead. You can see that. And last but not least, when it falls down, it eventually hits the earth. And so what color bead do you think we're using for the earth today? Oh, we have a black bead here for our soil, for our ground. Nice, beautiful soil. All right, so now we need to use this as a bracelet to get it on our wrists. This is the hardest part of the bracelet, so if you need some help, please pause this video and find someone. If not, here's how I would tie mine. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take this knot that I had and I want to make it looser. So I'm going to push it through so that there's a gap in the knot there. You can sort of see that there's a space now in there. Next, I am going to place the other string through that end, through that knot, and when I put my wrist through, I can then pull it through to get a little bit tighter. Okay. Then I pull that short end to tighten up that one knot. I'm going to actually rest my hand on the book here so that it prevents the cord from going anywhere. And tie it one more time around. There we go. I have my water cycle bracelet. This will hopefully remind me of all the good stuff that I need to do with water. And not only will this bracelet remind you of how precious water is, on Saturday, March 27th, from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m., it is Earth Hour. And that's a time to reduce our natural resources and improve our relationship with nature. People all around the world turn off extra lights and equipment to conserve power for that 1 hour. Maybe you can too. Now, water is a precious resource that we can help. So things that I do regularly to help limit my use of water, I turn off the water when I'm brushing my teeth or washing my hands, which I do a lot lately. I only shower for about 5 minutes instead of letting the water run. I try to have a full load of laundry or a full load of dishes in the dishwasher before I run them and not just wash 1 or 2 things. I put toilet paper in the toilet. No wipes, no paper towels, no garbage. That's because it's very hard to clean the water that we flush away. And if you are putting other things in there than just what you're going to the bathroom and your toilet paper, it makes it very difficult. Also, I don't let my car idle or let it run for a long time without going anywhere. Remember, water vapor condenses before it precipitates, and it condenses on those little tiny particles in the air. So if you have a lot of exhaust from a car just running and running because you're not going anywhere just to keep it warm, it can condense on those particles, and when it falls back down, ugh, yucky pollution. So thank you again for watching this super STEAM video and helping out our water world. Bye-bye!